Okay, it says we're live. Let's see. I guess everything's going good. I guess you can hear me and see me. We'll just have to go with that and say you can. All right. Let's see if the crowd gets in here. I think I can share it. Let's see. Let's share this. Let's pull it up. Pretty sure that's me. Go ahead and share this. See if I can do some noise canceling. See how that sounds. Okay, that's better. My mic is really high though. That'll be okay. All right. Let's get things started here. Holding women accountable. You know what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to do one of those channels where we just hold those bees accountable. You know, we just hold them women accountable because that's what we need to do in life. They're just not getting held accountable, and we just need to tighten up restraints on them and keep them held down. I'm just kidding. So basically, what I'm talking about in the live stream today is holding a women accountable and why that is silly. Because we've talked about this hundreds of times. Like there's guys that done videos multiple times on this subject because there's guys that make whole careers out of making videos on holding women accountable, and it gets so many views. Like these guys are driving McLarens, they got money. Okay, they're doing good. Why are they doing good? Because it fits that niche. Okay, it fits that niche of viewer of holding women accountable. It's like some kind of fantasy to these guys. You're never going to hold a woman accountable ever. Everything society is there to help her not be held accountable for anything. You don't even have any hard power in a relationship. You've got something called soft power. You've got that, but you do not have hard power. So there's literally nothing to hold them accountable for anything. So the fact that these guys run around and try to do this kind of stuff and make these videos, it's just a fantasy. It's not ever gonna be a thing. You're not gonna hold them accountable. You kidding me? So we'll pull up this video here. See if you can see it. Okay. So now you can see it. I'm going to go to it and play.
Guys.
500 grand, okay?
It's the lowest amount of money.
All right, let's start it over. Okay, now.
It's the lowest amount of money a man should spend on a wedding ring for you guys.
500 grand, okay? We need a mother rock on this finger. A rock, you hear that? I don't care if you're broke as take your mama's life savings, take your life savings, take your grandma's life savings, and get me a rock. There is no price limit, whatever I pick out.
It's the lowest amount of money a man should spend on a wedding ring for you guys.
I mean, how do you see that and not laugh? Like, I feel like these guys get so bent out of shape over this stuff because they never learned frame. They never learned to stop taking women so seriously. Like, how do you not see a woman do this kind of stuff and just and not laugh? You know what I mean? Like, how are you not laughing? I would laugh if I saw a woman, or if I was interviewing a woman. First of all, like, he knew the reaction he was going to get. He was going to get something crazy from these women because it's at night. They're out there. You can tell they got clubbing outfits on. They're ready up for town. They've probably already been drinking, and they're just going to say something flamboyant just to say it. When I went with somebody to a hockey game once, there was a group of bachelorettes for the bachelorette party they were having, and they were carrying around huge inflatable penises, okay, around Nashville, broad in the middle of the day, not at night, in the middle of the day. And they're like smacking dudes with them. Walk around to smacking dudes with them. It's pretty funny. But reverse the scenario, and let's say you have a bunch of dudes walk around with like female blow-up dolls, and they're smacking women with them and laughing. See what I mean? It's a totally different thing. The reason it's a different thing is you're not supposed to take these women seriously. Okay, you're supposed to laugh at them. A female in a relationship with a man is the most mature teenager in the house. That's all she is. That's it. Okay? That's as far as you're supposed to take that. And these guys just forget that every single time. They get so bent out of shape over stuff, and they don't understand that you're not supposed to take them that seriously. Okay? It was never supposed to go that far. Okay. Had to turn my Twitter on dark mode. For some reason, it got off of there. And we ain't having that. You know what I mean? It's way too. I wish we could get it in StreamYard. Like, I know that there's a thing that you can download. It's like an extra little crack to put in there to make it dark mode, but they really just need to make it standard dark mode. I'm not really understanding why they don't have that yet. But, you know, it is what it is. But I could literally go up and down Twitter all day long, find these girls doing silly stuff. You go to TikTok, find these girls doing something silly. Just like, here's another example from our local friend. The Whatever Podcast. He's another one of those that, you know, he knows what he's doing. It's all for show. He's just trying to get the attention, get the wow factor, get these guys to be like, oh, yes, get her, get her, get her.
Men are so superficial.
Would you date a guy that's shorter than you?
Absolutely not. I'd at least 6'2".
At least 6'2".
Yeah.
How tall are you?
5'5".
5'5".
Yeah.
So 6'2".
Well, 5'6", 5'5".
6'2" bare minimum.
Yeah, I just like tall dudes. Men are so superficial.
Would you date a guy that's shorter?
I just like tall dudes. So every female. You know what I mean? Like, why are we posting these chicks up on there and then saying, aha, like making fun of her? It's like you get a kid up there. There's a couple court cases that I went to, and they would, a lot of these were custody cases, and they would put the kid, like put one of the kids up on there to talk to them about testimony, and the kid would be like 6 years old. That's the kind of thing right there. You know, the judge would see that happen and he'd go, sit back down. That's how far you need to take that. Sit down. Shh. Don't do that. We're not going there. That's as serious as you need to have in those conversations. And the only way that it would ever stop being a thing, like these videos holding women accountable and all this ha 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 stuff, gotcha kind of stuff, is if more guys were getting laid. They wouldn't care about that kind of stuff. But I don't ever see it going that way. For one, the way society is set up right now, being a gynocentric society, female-led society, that's the determining part of it. But also, it's kind of human nature that a lot of these guys never got to reproduce. So I don't really see the pendulum flying in any direction and evening those things up, because to me, it's always been kind of a 70-30 scenario. I'll give it a good 70-30. That about 70% to 100% of women are reproducing, and about 30% of dudes are reproducing. That's pretty standard when you think about it. And guys, and a lot of people be like, no, there's no way, because my friend had a kid, my friend had a kid, my friend had a kid. Yeah, but that's like 4 or 5 of your friends. Okay, your friends all kind of emulate or reflect your same lifestyle. So you don't think about the 50 some odd guys that you passed from here to the gym when you went to the gym that never are going to reproduce. Okay. You don't see them, just like the women didn't see them. That's why they're not reproducing. But that's kind of the way that goes. Like, it'll never not be a thing. You know what I mean? Okay, let's see if we got anything else on here that's worth showing. I mean, I kind of got to show you this right here because it's kind of dead on what I'm talking about. How about that? Right here from this guy I've never heard of. Man suffers only because he takes serious what the gods made for fun. Think about that one. Just saying. Think about it. That guy's scary. Just saying, you guys are taking these. Ooh. Nah. Not going to talk about that. Side note, though, Ryan Stone here used to make food videos. He would talk about this kind of dynamics while he was cooking and would show things that you could eat. Very good videos. A lot of guys talk about this when it comes to gym eating, the chicken and rice. They eat nothing but chicken and rice. That's good for if you're trying to bulk up and get bigger. I swapped my stuff out for ground turkey with seasoning and egg mixed in there. And then I will do rice and vegetables. To me, that sounds a lot more appetizing. And ground turkey is very lean. Anyway, it's leaner than chicken. It has more protein. So I do that and rice with vegetables. And I throw that egg in there with the turkey because it gives it more flavor. And egg is good for you. Okay. No matter what they say for you, eggs are good for you. And my eggs are all natural, homegrown. Like they come from about 20 feet from my house. So there's that. It seems kind of like society right now, the snake trying to swallow itself. Okay. All right. But does any of that make sense to you guys? Like, when you stop taking women so seriously, life gets a lot better. Okay. You can go from seeing nobody to seeing multiple women while you're doing the things in your life that you really want to do. Like, I'm not saying that you take them less serious and make them the focal of your life, but when you take women less serious, they appreciate it. Okay. They're going to act like that it's disrespectful, and then they're going to get right in line. They're going to appreciate it. Because when you stop taking them so serious, that's when you've got a main chick and about 3 side chicks, because they won't stop calling you because you don't take them seriously, and they love it. Okay. And I think that there's the guys out there that are the 80 percentile. I'm not saying it's 80%, but those that they quote are the 80 percentile of guys that don't get laid. They're never going to. So it doesn't really matter either. Like, we need to stop taking them seriously either. And once you do that, life gets a lot better. Just like there was a guy earlier. I like whenever the Paul from the Come On Man podcast, whenever he sees somebody start writing some kind of life biography, autobiography on Facebook about their married life and how long they've been married and their kids and family and and how great it is, blah blah blah. The first thing he asks them is, "Oh, you've been married for that long? How's the sex?" They get one of 2 answers every single time. Either they don't answer or they spurg out every single time. You know why? Because we already knew the answer. The answer was, it sucks. Because 9 out of 10 of these guys are not getting it. They're not getting it once a week. They're not getting it once a month. They're not getting it once every 6 months. They're getting it every now and then. And I can go ahead and tell you, there's certain scenarios where that's not going to happen very often. So, like, when you have a new child, like I say, you just had a new baby in the last year, the 6 months or the 9 months going into that, and the year after he's born or he or she is born, that's going to be rocky for the sex life. Okay. It just is. Because there's all kinds of things going on with her body when that's happening. Okay. Calm down. It gets better. But these are guys that have been in relationships for a long time, and it hasn't been good in years. And they think if they come up with validations in their head and they're getting it like once a month, that it's great. And it's not. Okay. And if I go from my experience, if I'm in a relationship and I'm not getting it 3 or 4 times a month, that's low. That's low now. If I'm not at least getting it that much, there's issues in that relationship. Okay. Because if I'm not at least getting it once a week to 2 to 3 times a week, there's some serious issues going on. Now, like I said, if you got a new child, that puts a different dynamic in it, because you're running around, you're having to appease to that child, you're having to take care and teach that child things, and there's always these eyeballs staring at you. So it's hard to get along with that person. And That's okay. We shouldn't treat kids as a burden. He or she is literally trying to learn from you. And he or she needs that. So we don't fall on our sword. We also know how to compromise on that kind of stuff. Does that make sense, you guys? Okay, here. Let's keep on going. All right. Okay, let's keep going here. Oh, yeah, here's a good example, too. I'll pull this up. Wish I could keep this pulled up, but it kind of freaks out. All right, so we'll pull up this.
What's your name?
Again. This was a good one. And you can't really tell if these are staged or not, but we'll just go with it and say it's not. Okay.
What's your name?
Sophie,
Where are you from?
New Jersey.
And what's your occupation?
I'm studying biochem to do forensics after I graduate. Yeah.
Would you date a guy that makes $75K a year?
Yeah.
Does it matter how much he makes?
No, I don't think so.
So if you really like a guy and he makes $75K and that's how he makes for a long time,
Yeah.
are you okay with that?
Yeah.
What's your name?
Sophie,
Where are you from?
New Jersey.
Now he almost seems like English is not his first language, but so it's funny that she's from New Jersey because that's where my woman's from, New Jersey. But what did she say about where she was going to college? She's going to college, studying biochem. That go ahead and that should tell you right there. That's another signal to society that she's doing that because she's going into like a STEM field, and that's another issue with men going into college is they're just not going to college, and these women are picking like these overboard studies to go into, like biochemistry, and they're graduating and they're getting the degree on that, and guys aren't. And that's another little point out of society. But here's the deal. If we take this video, okay, and we take other videos like it, they're the opposite end. Those girls that were just talking earlier about he better give me his life savings, his grandma's life savings, his dog life savings. These are two videos of the opposites to the spectrum. Neither one of these girls should be taken seriously. Okay. She has no idea how much $75,000 is. She's a little girl in college. She has no idea what that is. So there's that part of it, and there's the other side of it. And neither one of those should be taken seriously. Bye. I see you later. Say bye-bye. Love you. Oh, they're heading out. So they always make sure. That's another thing too, when you're in a relationship, if they always make sure to tell you bye and they love you, and they get everybody involved, and they come over and tell you bye and say I love you, that's a little different. But so neither one of those situations should be taken seriously. None of these girls know anything about this. Okay. Stop taking them seriously. Have fun with the women and understand that that's as far as that needs to go. Okay. A lot of these guys that have these podcasts is where they're, hating on women or holding women accountable. They get up to a point where we like to call the point of negative return on investment. So you have positive return, you have neutral return, you have negative return. they get to that point to where the girl just kind of shuts down and just starts regurgitating information over and over and over and starts, hey, who hurt you? You know, that kind of the emotional stuff. The reason I go back to that is because you hit the point of negative return because you were never supposed to have that conversation with them to begin with. Does that make sense? That was never supposed to happen. Okay.
I'm studying biochem.
Oh, are you? Okay, what else we got here? And we got chaotic nightclub photos. There's the girl at the bottom. God bless, she's scary looking. Right there, Fresh and Fit Podcast. Yay. Get them bitches. Dread game saved my marriage. A lot of you guys could do really good with dread game. There's a thing called passive dread and active dread. Passive dread is very good. Passive dread will save your relationship. Okay. She said yes to dessert. I love that. That's hilarious. Whatever. Now here's a very good situation right here. My girlfriend watched Barbie movie and said that there are things that I need to change. Now, the reason I talk about this is because there was a situation where I had just got home. This is when I was dating the BPD girl. And I'm not doing it like all those guys say, yeah, everybody has their BPD. No, this girl was BPD. Like she went to the doctor for multiple things. But there was something on TV that she was watching, one of those dramatizations, you know, the afternoon TV shows like Grey's Anatomy or something like that. And this girl was like 20, 21 at the time. Okay. She's already watching those shows. Why? Because all the women around her watch those shows because it's drama, quick gratification. It's porn for women. And anybody that says the opposite of that is lying. But the person on there said something about narcissism and sociopath. Okay. I remember hearing that on that episode. No lie. 30 minutes later, she's starting an argument. She said something about narcissist and sociopath. Immediately, I said, you don't know what those words mean. You just heard that on that TV show. Why? Because I remember hearing it on that TV show. And now you're trying to regurgitate them back at me when you don't know what that means. And she just stood there with a blank stare. You see what I mean? Like that's as far as you take that. Like you go, get in my face. Whatever, chick. You laugh it off and you move on. Because they're the most mature teenager in the house. That's hilarious. Okay. Is there anything else on here? Could pop up right off the bat. Well, that's hilarious. I love these little stage videos. I mean, he just flat out scorpioned himself for clout. Been there, dude. Been there. There's the girl again. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. These videos are hilarious. I don't know what all that is. So anyway, we'll stop screen sharing there for a second. It really comes down to not taking them seriously and having a good time with them. Because if you can do that, that's a superpower. That's an art form. If a girl can spout some kind of argument at you and you have the ability to just go, you are so cute when you try to get serious. Just saying. With your little nose and your scrunchy face, and you're so silly. If you can do that, that's a superpower nowadays, because 90% of guys cannot do it. Because when you're working 12 to 13 hours a day, you're going to the gym for an hour to 2 hours. You're getting things ready for the next day. This is all, man, this has been like 15, 16 hours now that you've been doing this. And then you're met with animosity and argumentative attitude. That's a real test right there. What are you going to do in that situation? Because a lot of guys would want to get right here in her face, go up about 15 octaves, and tell her exactly what you want her to do with that attitude. But if you can sit there and go, you're so silly. I love it when you try to get serious. That's a superpower. You can do anything while you do that. I had to hone that ability. Okay. And sometimes you will get in a spot where you forget that. So you have to pull yourself back. There's also techniques called shut the blank up, shut the F up. That's a technique, because sometimes when she's saying all this stuff, the best thing you can do is shut the blank up. If you just shut up, just look at her, let her spout all that out, let her get emotional, and then just carry on about your business like she never said anything. That's a superpower. You know why? Because she's going to try to get a reaction out of you, and when she can't, and you just go on about your business, she's going to come back in about 20 minutes and be like, I love you. I just love you. And she's going to put her head on your shoulder and you're going to watch TV, or she's going to put her head on your shoulder and you're going to have some makeup sex. And she's going to be all sweet and everything. She probably won't say she's sorry, because most girls don't say they're sorry. Okay. But she'll show that she's sorry for that situation. And then really you only benefited from it. Can you do that? Because that's a superpower. That is a definite superpower. Let's see. I don't really have any questions on here. I'd answer them. If you guys got any questions, be sure to ask them. Get on here and see if I can pull any of these up. All right. Don't see anything on there. So I'm going to wrap this up. Oh. If you guys have any questions, make sure you put in the comment section. I'll try to reply to those as I can. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you like the video. You can go to my Twitter, same name. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. On Instagram, it's more of a personal account, but it's Viking Dad Fitness. Subscribe. Thanks for watching, you guys. I'm going to try to do more videos like this. Another thing that I'm going to start to do is I'm going to do some anime-based videos. I really like anime. And I'm going to start showing you guys how anime can be used in red pill context. Okay? I feel like there's not really any of that out there. So I'm going to kind of move that into those scenarios. Maybe it'll do good. Maybe it won't. I don't care. I just like doing these. Thanks for watching, guys. Really appreciate y'all. I'm out.